Yeah, we're going to slide along to Temur Elementals for the next one today. Where are we going? Temur Elementals. Fandom starts in an hour and 20 minutes, so we're going to play this for between now and then. I guess this is a red-blue Temur deck more than anything. Let's update that card frame. Get the picture right. Ella Pally, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome, welcome. Post. All right, so Temur Elementals here. We've got, there are a lot of ways that you can build this archetype, and I think a lot of people are still exploring it. One of the things I've seen this archetype really struggle against are some of the more aggressive decks in the format. So I really kind of like the direction that this specific build of Temur Elementals has taken. Not only do we have cards like Living Twister that are very good roadblocks against aggro, but we've got Shocks, some Chandra's Triumphs here, and some Lava Coils as well. 3-mana Chandra is also very, very sweet alongside Risen Reef. Like every 0 activation on her, she allows Risen Reef to trigger twice, which is absurd. Also, her -2 allows us to reuse our Chandra's Triumphs and our Shocks to cast them again. Scorcher is also a sweet curve out with Risen Reef. One thing that I'm going to want to be keeping track of, though, is this card ultimately is a pretty low power level card on an individual basis. So I think there's a good chance that this card ends up being an example of playing a bad card to make our card that's already good better. So I feel like in a lot of situations where we don't have Reef, this one's probably going to be a bit of a stinker. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games. See how they go and see what our thoughts are after playing a match or two. It needs to draw some lands, but if we stumble for a little bit and they're aggressive, I've got 2 Shocks to kind of stem the bleeding. Lead on Stomping Ground here since we drew that, so that if they give something to shock onto, we can go shock your thing plus play a tapped land. Smells like Esper. Opponent is the one missing land drops, and we've hit all of ours, so that's nice. Scorcher, I guess Scorcher does pair kind of okay with Omnath, huh? Scorcher powers up your Omnath trigger the turn after. Double Chandra Awakened Inferno should be more than enough to put this game away after they stumbled. I'm going to go ahead and give the first counter to Omnath himself, so that way he doesn't die to a second Oath of Kaya, because frequently these Esper decks play 4 copies of that card these days. It's just very, very, very powerful in general. Obviously, it feels a little bit bad if they have a different removal spell for Omnath, but I think insulating our threat here against another Oath is important. Yeah, Scorcher against their control deck is no slouch here, that's for sure. Would not be surprised if this is a concession, Chandra.
Let's start at a sizzle and see if you make it. Is it just me, or is it getting a little warm in
I'm gonna ignore their Teferi. Let's just like hit them to 7. They have an emblem. They're gonna get an emblem next turn most likely. They're gonna get an emblem. Then the turn after that, they're gonna burn out very, very quickly. Do you, though, Teferi? Do you? Man, this Thought Erasure card's really bad. Why do people play that one if it just like makes you concede? Seems like a weird card to play. Seems like a strange one. Deals 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker opponent controls. If Chandra's Triumph deals damage to a permanent, Chandra deals 5 damage to a permanent instead if you control a Chandra planeswalker. Sure, so it's probably worse than Fry. I feel like the hierarchy is like Shock, Fry, Shock, then Fury. Seems fine. None of the rest of these look very good. Seems a-okay. Vine Mare, they could probably block Vine Mare, but they also have a hard time killing it with spot removal. And it's an elemental, which is exciting. I can't double shock their face in response because there's a 3-mana Teferi sitting in play. So we were busy playing Hearthstone, so I was so busy playing Hearthstone I couldn't shock in response. This hand's pretty good and very pretty. All the foils, all the foils, all the foils go. This card do, so whenever you activate a loyalty ability on a Chandra planeswalker, you can pay 1 if you do copy the ability. Discard a mountain or a red card, draw a card. Yeah, that card seems really sweet. Yeah, Deckmaster is currently dead. Chandra's Regulator, that's a good one. They left in Thought Erasure after it made him concede the last game. Bold move. I know, right? What an interesting decision. Good night, sweet princess. You are too pure for this world. Too pure. All right, I'm kind of picking up what this card is putting down here, chat. Yikes. Let's activate this like we could have a negate in our deck. Alright, looking to fade a discard spell. We've had a really good day, Ozzy Pants. If you're a Modern fan, we had an excellent league with Blue-Red Delver to start today. We also had a really awesome league with the Sultai Druidic Vow deck.
Let's slow this down. Keep up the pace.
Yeah, Regulator, gosh, if we draw a land next turn, we get to double emblem them. Oh, that's a hard decision. I think I'm supposed to give them an emblem, right? I think I'm supposed to give them an emblem.
Let's make this quick. I've got other things to burn.
Neither of these cards can be countered, chat.
Sorry when I come back.
Yeah, emblem puts them on a very real clock. I could kill Tef with Chandra, but I think it's important to put them on a clock, chat. I think it's important to just be like, you need to get me dead very, very quickly. Because their deck's likely not capable of doing that.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. I've got it.
Just gonna cast this so it's not in my hand for a discard spell. Obviously, it doesn't kill him, but I think that's fine. Yeah, Big Chandra's got a lot of flexibility. The fact that she can't be countered puts it in good spots here. She's not as good against Nexus of Fate as I wish she had been, as I thought she was going to be during spoiler season since the Nexus decks have kind of adapted, but she's still very reasonable against Esper. Yeah, there's this card is the reason we're in this game. I almost want to jam a second one in here, because like the first one loots through the second one, right? So this card's very similar to something like Liliana the Veil or other effects like this, where like even though it's legendary, the first one gets rid of the second one.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
A lot of the Nexus decks started playing Nissa as a way to accelerate their mana without Wilderness Reclamation or in addition to Wilderness Reclamation, which gives them a much faster way to kill them. Yeah, it's like Arcbow. Arcbow's an excellent comparison. It's a mountain or a red card.
Hurry. Let's try this.
All right, we're gonna take 18 damage from Othakaya this game, aren't we? Just like gonna just be like a revolving door of Othakayas. Wow, they didn't name 6 mana Chandra. I have another 6 mana Chandra in my deck. If we hit her, we get to give them 2 emblems.
This isn't a fight you can win. I've got it.
So, Little Teferi is eventually going to pick Oath back up again, so I went ahead and I finished him off. But like, I just want to like every point I get on them is an extra turn off the clock, right? So I think it's right to hit them for 2 rather than take 2 counters off of this. We're actually just gonna take 18 damage from Othakayas. We are actually just gonna take 18 damage from Othakayas. It's not just one thing that makes this Esper deck obnoxious. It's just all the moving pieces that go into it together. We're on the play for game 3. Here's hoping. We're gonna put another Regulator in this deck after this game is done. Regulator was super impressive there. Honestly, I could even see getting up to 3. Super impressed with that card after that game. Yeah, nice anti-control Planeswalker, right? Chandra tried her hardest. And it was just no good. Alright, let's draw a green source and then any other land the turn after. Alright, I mean, as far as non-land draws go, castable 2/2 is towards the top. I don't think Tibalt's very good against vampires. I think vampires is very similar to White Weenie in that a lot of their creatures tend to get a lot bigger. How many lands are in this deck? Sure. There's 25. Oh, there's 0. Oh, that's wrong. Yeah, there's 0 temples in this deck. We're gonna add at least 2. I should have checked that. Hey, Zowzy, thanks for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. If they named Risen Reef, we would draw 2 cards and be perfectly fine. Thanks for thinning my deck for me, opponent. I appreciate you. Yeah, if Ego actually took cards out of their hand, it would be pretty playable alongside Thought Erasure. But the fact that it lets them redraw when you hit a card in their hand is just, like, really bad. Especially in matchups like this. Like, it's fine against combo-style decks. Not good, but fine. They took 3 mana, Chandra. All right, I'm gonna start holding on to my mountains for now, because if I draw our 1 copy of Regulator, we can loot through them. Man, I want more Regulators. Fried Teferi, anyone?
Now what? Hold that.
Nah, I don't think so. It's like making my shock do 1 more point of damage and losing me the flexibility of having a shock later. Yeah. And we're dead. I guess we can draw Chandra or Fry. Alright. Having to use Chandra to kill this means we don't get to emblem them, though. I'm gonna shock this in so I can double shock them in response to a Thought Erasure. If they don't have an answer to Chandra and we get to emblem them, we have a shot. Oh, look, their card that rebuys their Otha, Kaya.
This might be a bad idea. I won't let you win. You want me to phase you out of time?
How are we punished for playing a land? In what way was I punished for playing a land? Yeah, Twister plus Regulator is also good. One Chandra, please. They've played 2. They've played 2 Wraths already. This card might run them down. Esper, man. Esper. I'm picking up 2 mountains in case I draw a Regulator. Ooh, picking up... Oh, I picked up 1 too many. If I hadn't picked up 2, I would have been able to draw a card there. Can you just brick for 1 turn? All right, you know what that is. Sweet. So this draws a card now. Okay. Yeah, Twister with Omnath is really good. Okie dokie. Yep. Yep.
I know my responsibility. Trust me, I have a plan.
Wait, we didn't bounce by Omnath? Deal.
I still have much to learn.
Again, holding on to mountains in case we draw a Regulator. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Do. Are we gonna get to double emblem then? Are we gonna get to double emblem then? I don't care if you draw Stepdaughter Ishmi. That's fine. Take my Omnath. Ain't nobody care about that Omnath. This game's being played on the board, Esper opponent. This game's being played on the board. Pump up, the wump up, the bump up, the jam.
Getting a little warm in here.
Getting a little, whew. Is it getting a little hot in here, or is it just Chandra? Put you to 4. Triggers. Yup, get him. Get him.
Don't worry, I got you. You know what? If you show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Yeah, I agree. I think they picked the wrong Chandra to ego. I was really surprised when they picked 3 mana Chandra again. 6 mana Chandra is much scarier. All right, let's get a couple of temples in here, and let's get a couple more Regulators. That card was kind of absurd. Maybe I don't want to cut. How many blue sources do I have? This is, this would be 9, 10, 11, 15. I could probably rest on 14 blue sources and play an extra mountain, because Regulator is better with more mountains. I think the Unclaimed Territories are fine. You want 14 green. Especially trying to play Vine Mare out of the sideboard. I'm gonna put another Regulator. I put another Regulator in the board here too. That card was really impressive. This build of Elemental seems sweet. I'm gonna be playing this for another 45, 50 minutes or so. And then we're gonna be sliding right on into some Sultai Kefnet with the fandom tournament. Sultai Control, whatever you want to call it. Be a little shocking. I'm surprised you haven't sung Chandra Dean from Greece. You know, I'm gonna be honest, it's been a while since I've seen that one. I don't know if I can place that song offhand. So I think I want to hold this at this point. I think I'm okay with them accelerating. I think we're going to hold Triumph and the Shock for, like, Risen Reefs or Omnaths. Although I guess playing the Stormkin here means that they Omnath, they kill my Stormkin, which is bad. So, Vine Mare is an elemental, which means we can cast it off of our Unclaimed Territories that we are playing. Is a part of the big draw of that. So Stream Decker is alive. Deckmaster is down. Yep, Deckmaster has not been working all morning.
Get out of my way. I'm burning up here. Bye-bye.
I think we might be dead, chat. The sound effect on this thing is very Creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, a little bit too far behind here at this point. I'd be pretty surprised the blue-green flash deck needs extra help against Scapeshift Firemind. I have a question. Does anybody know, is there Grand Prix coverage this weekend? And it sucks that that's a question I have to ask, but it's a question I have to ask. Because there's a standard Grand Prix this weekend, right? Is there video coverage at it? Does anybody know? Because I would love to watch a standard Grand Prix this weekend. Frantic Reverend, thank you for the 2 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. No, there's not an MC this weekend. The Mythic Championship is in 2 weeks at the earliest. This hand's pretty good. We're going to throw back this. Nope. So throw back the Scorcher. I am super excited for fairies in Standard. It's one of my favorite things in Modern. So hopefully we'll get some more Modern playable ones to buff up Blue-Black Fae. We got a pretty aggressive start here on the play. Hopefully we'll get to run them down. Why throw back the first one when you had removal on 2 Planeswalker? Because I didn't have a green source. Play who? So that hand needed a removal. That hand needed to draw land and needed to draw other things to do too. Like, our deck is likely the aggressive deck in this matchup. Don't pick fights you can't win, Wildozer. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Pew pew. Negate. Okay. Do I pick up a land and kill this? It might be right too, honestly. Nah, probably not. Let's just do this. We can just burn them out next turn, basically, right? This is a reason to have killed their Leaf Kindred. If we draw any land, they're dead next turn. That's also lethal, right?
Won't lie, I'm a pretty great pyromancer. Go get him, buddy. Hey.
It's Chandra. Chandra's very regular. Lots of fiber in the diet. How do I feel about Shock versus Lava Coil in this matchup? Shock versus Lava Coil. I feel like Lava Coil might actually be better. They have Land War Elves, which Shock is good against, but Coil kills their Omnaths and their O3s, which is appealing. I clicked to fight with fire by mistake. Let's get that out. This actually might be too slow on the draw. Maybe I just want to be a little bit more interactive on the draw. That's probably the case. Let's do that. Yeah, this list is built very differently from the ramp Temur elemental decks that we've seen around. Sure. Ramp seems to struggle so far in this format. I don't know if I agree with that in general. There's a lot of good ramp decks in the format. I'm just gonna triumph this. Just cut off its card advantage to pass. Like, I could play my own and draw a card, but if they, like, untap and play Omnath and, like, kill my Reef and draw another card off of their Reef, I get pretty far behind pretty quickly. The fact that that's their best 4-mana play bodes well for us. Control matchups, puppy. It's a threat that's hard to kill. Yeah, basically I agree with that, Pokemon Nerd. The ramp decks are Nexus decks are basically ramp decks. With Living Twister, I can pick the Stomping Ground back up for Regulator. So I think that's fine. Why bottom Big Chandra there? Why keep her? I'm still a couple turns off from her doing anything meaningful. I guess she's pretty good with this. Alright, we got to draw 2 cards off of Risen Reef. Mission accomplished. Yeah, maybe with Regulator in play, keeping Big Chandra was appealing there. She doesn't kill Nissa lands, though. Living Twister is very good. I don't know what iteration of this archetype is optimal, but whatever iteration it is, I think it definitely involves a non-zero number of this card. This card is super strong.
The land fights for us. Endure.
All right. Feeling feeling pretty far. We're not super far ahead, but we're definitely ahead at the moment, right? Like, we've got Regulator and Twister. Like, obviously their ramp deck on the top of their deck could be incredibly hot, but from the current position, I believe we are a favorite. I'm gonna run the no blocks this turn, because if they drew a burn spell, I don't want to lose this to like a Lava Coil or something. That was a good bluff on their part. Okay, I think this card just puts me too far ahead to risk it there. Maybe I'm supposed to hold that to loot. Could see that going either way. I've got 2 more mountains in play. I think I'm going to pick them both up here. Oh. I guess I don't really want to discard another card, huh? I want to stay on 6 lands because I have 6 mana Chandra in my deck. And now let's start trying to close the door here before they can draw one of their big bombs. Are they dead? They're not quite dead, right? I can do 6 here. I think I just pass. They're dead. They're dead on our untap. Yeah, Frantic, you're gonna message back tonight or tomorrow morning. No, the fandom tournament starts at 1 o'clock in 40 minutes. We're playing a Sultai deck for the fandom tournament. Sure. I was like, am I missing something here? Like, what's the deal? Yeah, everything we stream ends up on my YouTube channel and my website, Dirty Digits. You'll see a video posted that says the deck name and then Fandom 4K. We are almost climbed out of the percentages between the Sultai deck and this and an okay run with the Vow deck. Sure. Not bottom that. We'd like an untapped land, right? Because the Sulfur Falls is currently coming into play tapped. Perfect. Never didn't have it. Yay, Scrylands. Another Esper opponent, maybe? We got extra regulators for this matchup now. Not your daddy's Esper deck. Papi!
What's better than having a plan? Basically, anything. Oh, they're so cute.
They are so cute. Yeah, it could be Esper Vamps. I guess if they have a Vampire Lord here, the Lord gets to let the Adanto kill my Chandra. Should be a little bit sad, but I'm still, like, kind of winning that race, right?
I have not survived millennia to stand down now.
Really? That is a lot of respect for our Tutu. That is a lot of respect for our Tutu.
Say hi to my fiery friend.
Yeah, they definitely missed an attack there, right? They could have attacked my Chandra.
Show some respect.
Yeah, I agree, Day 9. A lot of the ramp elemental decks I've not been impressed with. This lower to the ground, like, more like mono red adjacent one seems really sweet.
My blood flows through you.
All right, so I think the plan here is shock, flashback, shock. Get rid of the Sorin, because now they have a 2-2 that can block my 1-1 next turn now. So this will get to kill this, but their Sorin's off the table. And no offense to you, baby Chandra here, but I think Sorin's the more powerful planeswalker.
What did Ludi always say? Fight fire with fire.
Vengeance will come for you one day.
If they don't have, like, a D-Spark or a Contempt or something like that, we can play him plus Big Chandra next turn and, like, probably get 2 or 3 emblems on them. Yeah, what's going on, Dwight? Afternoon.
Uncultured monsters.
Second Sorin's really scary here, because Sorin gives their Vampire lifelink every turn, which means it's going to be tough for us to raise.
I bestow a mighty curse.
And they're paying life here so they can get a counter on their knight.
Meditation anyway.
Do you ever do play-by-play or color commentary? I feel like you would make an exceptional, good color commentary for Magic Broadcasting. Way back forever ago, I did a little bit of commentary stuff for one of the other card games that I've played, but no, haven't done any Magic stuff ever.
Chandra no lar.
So this lets Chandra's Triumph deal 5 here. And then I get to attack them for 1.
Hey, these little guys are great.
What happened to Hex? They ran out of money. Oh, that's true. I did 1 or 2 Nerd Rage events forever ago. I can't flash back the Chandra spell because you still have to pay mana when you flash it back. And I've only got 1 land available, unfortunately. Oh! Oh, they're vampires splashing little Teferi. That makes way more sense and is incredibly more vomit-inducing. All the good nuts coming in hot with the very generous tier 3 resub. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me around. You know, honestly, Teferi's probably very good in their deck, right? Like, the people that I've talked to that have played vampires have said that the what's it called matchup is very hard, the Nexus matchup. So like having this to hedge your Nexus matchup is seems more than reasonable. We played this in White Weenie for a little bit. It seemed pretty okay. This is why we didn't let it tap both Unclaimed Territories, because we could reef into reef. Don't fear the reefer, chat. Don't fear the reefer. I don't know that this is gonna be good enough, but you know. Weird branch.
I've got time.
So we're taking 8, 13 here. And Teferi's gonna be able to bounce a blocker next turn. So we're solidly on the technically not dead yet side of the line here. We don't really have good answers to a creature this big though, right? It mostly just runs us down. Yeah, we only have a half hour left. Let's concede this one and get to the next game. Rather than trying to slog out what's likely done. Alright, so what are we doing here? Lava Coil seems decent. Fry might even be okay. Probably not. I don't know where I'm at in these healer of the Glades in the sideboard. I feel like... Do I, like... If I don't want these here, do I want them in the sideboard at all? Yeah, I feel like these are like fine against like white aggro and red aggro, but the vampire deck just like works on a little bit different axes. They usually don't have elephant. It can kill Gideon. I'm gonna trim one Chandra. Let's try this. Let's just bring in the Lava Coils and trim the Scorchers and the Chandra Acolyte of Flame. What on God's green earth was that audio animation? We might need to kick Arena here. Let's see if we can make it through this game, but Arena's having a tough day. Having a tough afternoon. Arena's trying to fulfill its lifelong dream of becoming a Mixmaster DJ. It's a feature. Which figure? Oh, that one. Got it. Alright, if we hit land 3, this is the part where we draw Temple of Tilt, right? That's how this works? Oh, we're so good at this. Wow, no 2-drop either. So I assume this is dead because they didn't play a 2-drop. Looks like they kept a very reactive hand. Well, that's fine. This draws a card. Hey, yes, sir, Rator. Thank you for the quarter of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope your Thursday is finding you well wherever you are. So I feel like they have another removal spell here. So rather than play this out to let them kill it with the removal spell, I'm just going to Regulator here because both of these give me the same chance of hitting my land drop for the turn. I'd prefer to deploy this when they're not holding up mana. Alright, now I'm going to do it because it guaranteed ramps me. Wow, it's got a whole lot of nothing going on. Do do do, do do do. So I'm gonna decline putting this into play off of the Risen Reef, because Risen Reef makes it enter tapped. So I'm gonna put it into play there, so that way I can cast the Lightning Storm. Can I get another trigger? Full art basic lands. Oh, bestow my heart and take my money, Wizards of the Coast. Full art basic lands. I just need one of each kind, okay? I don't need everyone available in full art, but just a non-zero amount would be fine. Yeah, I don't know what my opponent kept, but it doesn't seem like it was very good. You do not like the pay to option with Reefer Trigger. Well, so I mean, I understand where you're coming from in saying you don't like the pay to option, but the reality of the situation is there are corner case scenarios where you would want to pay to with that land, even though a good example in standard is the Knight. If you had a Knight out, sometimes you want your health total to be lower. Maybe this prompt could say, like, this will still come into play tapped pay to. Like, it could be more clear what's going to happen if you click the pay to button. So, like, I feel like updating that UI screen when the shock lands are guaranteed coming into play tapped, even if you pay, like, that would probably be a positive user experience gain. Like, if it's just like, you can pay 2, but this will still come into play tapped. They must have kept a hand with, like, 2 removal spells and then, like, lands. Which is just, like, it's a pretty easy mode. Like, I think they're the aggressive deck in this matchup, and we're the little bit bigger, more controlling deck. They're updating the updaters so that you won't need to download the client every time there's an update. That's exciting. I didn't see any, I haven't read any arena announcements. I've been live since a little before 8 a.m. this morning, and I've not read anything. I'm playing Magic while we're live. Wait, did you said they're removing rotating cards? So, like, they're getting rid of 4 sets? Oh, you know what? It's actually a pretty small mistake, but it could matter. This can only discard mountains. This can only discard mountains, so I should have played Breeding Pool on one, because Breeding Pool can't be regulated. Looks like our opponent ended up keeping another kind of mediocre hand. That is their deck list is strange. At first I thought they were just like playing a weird vampires list with Little Teferi, which seemed fine, but they've got a lot of wonky ones in their 60 or 75 it looks like. Yeah, that's true too. If the fairies are very flashy, like fairies tend to be, Teferi will continue to be a stain. Yay, stains. Nice, B-Big. I don't know that I know the text on the lyrics on that one.
Hey, don't start any fires without me.
Don't start any fires without me.
Don't worry. Hey, these little guys are great.
Yeah, probably, Tumos. I don't think it really matters. Put it, give it a little bit of a medium hand. Oh no! We're out of the percentages. What is this madness? What is this madness? We're ranked. Playing too many good decks, Chip. Yeah, let's talk about this deck. We'll wrap up, and then we've got about 20 minutes till the event starts, so we can watch the update together on stream. For those other people who haven't seen it, we can do a reaction video like real big Twitch streamers do. And then I can make myself some lunch before the event starts. And I need to restart Arena anyways because of the audio issue. At any rate, the core of what this deck is doing felt super reasonable. I liked this more aggressive slant. The more rampy elemental lists have left a little bit to be desired for me. I mentioned Scorcher maybe being mediocre, but honestly, this card felt very reasonable against Esper, just being lots of bodies, even when we didn't trigger Risen Reef with it. Chandra's Regulator was a card that really overperformed for me, so we went up to a second list with a third in the sideboard. I think this card's just really great at filtering through your stuff, in addition to just like randomly making you more elementals here and here. So if you're looking for kind of a different take on elementals, I would recommend giving this a try. One thought I kind of have is that I'm not convinced that this card is better than playing Lightning Strike. Like, obviously the upside is relevant in specific matchups, but the downside of not just being able to like face them in our aggressive deck is very real. The sideboard, I agree, is definitely the place where the most work is probably to be done. This card's really kind of narrow. Like, obviously it's good against mono red, it's probably fine against Weenie, but I'm not convinced that this is better than just like playing more copies of like Shiv and Fire or more removal spells or something along those lines. So at any rate, let's pull up the July state of the beta here and take a peek, watch that video together, shall we? Is it dailymtg.com? Look at that. Thanks for the link, Marty. Is there a video? Usually there's a video. Is there not a video? Do we just gotta read it? There's no video. Oh, I have to read? Oh, come on, Wizards. I'm a millennial. I don't read. I like my content in video format, pre-digested for me to hit the highlights. All right. Oh, don't. They really don't know their player base if they think we're capable of reading. All right, let's resize this so we can make it in a way that fits on my overlay here. Read to me, Papa. Planecation Chronicles. Travel the multiverse, earn souvenirs. Here's a breakdown of each of the scheduled stops, each event. Ravnica